Okay, beautiful beings. Welcome. So we're back. We're back. Celebrating the divine feminine I am. Now, I just wanted to give a little shout out to our beautiful male participant. Really appreciate that you're joining us. And I want to say that we're focusing now on the divine feminine I am because we have really put a lot of focus on the divine masculine I am over the last 5,000 years. Doing a little research on all that and doing some writing about it. And a lot of those aspects of the divine masculine are in place, and some sadly are used by, say, some religious forces to constrain and control people. And that's how it is. That's human ego, looking for an opportunity and taking it on. But truthfully, we all have that balance within us of the masculine and the feminine. And sometimes the balance goes this way. I like it skewed in one way or the other for people because it makes it more interesting. But it doesn't mean that we can't celebrate, those aspects in ourselves that we're going to actually probably get to go into the divine masculine and make this a really full journey into our I am. So greetings and beauty to you today. Okay, I think we're going to find our way to what we spoke about and meditated on last week. I am chaos. And the feeling about chaos is that chaos equals irregularity. It equals a multitude of things. A single pinpoint has a hard time being chaotic. So it speaks to the fullness of the universe and the possibility that anything could happen. That even though we have our wills and we tend to move in the world with a mindful way, we don't know what's going to happen at any moment. We really don't. So I am chaos gives us an alignment with that force in the universe that gives us variety, that gives us choice, that gives us the possibility of organizing all these aspects of our lives into something that is beautiful. And also to look out in the world and go, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful world in so many ways. And we know the ways that are challenging it with our climate and man's and women's tendency to kind of take over space and claim it as their own, and sometimes to the detriment of nature or animals or others. So we recognize that. As I write, and I'm really thinking about this time split, we're nurturing this time split. We're nurturing it with our work. But it's really clear to me that it's important that we don't judge those that don't appear to be on our page. We can hope and wish that there was more of what we're about here. And we're certainly meditating and putting on the quantum. So the way I see it is we have a structure in place, and the structure has to do from the top down and the bottom up. The structure is roads and pathways to get where we want to go, whether it be, 5,000 miles away or 5 minutes away. So we have structure and we have infrastructure that regulates how things get done. We don't want that to blow up because the earth would be gone. Well, much of it would be gone. And what I mean by that is the earth seems to remake itself, reincarnate. And many of the indigenous people recognize this is the fourth world. We've spoken about this, and we're shifting into this fifth world. And a lot of those big world shifts came about through catastrophe and millions of years passing. Millions of years. We think 100 years is a long time. Then we go, oh my God, 1,000 years. How about 5 millennia? And you go way back. But humanity is probably about 1,000,000 years old. This is what they're finding in one form or the other. This earth is purportedly 570 million years old. So you can imagine the changes that it's gone through in its own aliveness. It has a structure that is alive. And we see that with volcanoes. We see that with weather. We see that with tectonic plate shifts. We see it as erosion. Many areas in the world had mountains, and they don't because they eroded away. So we are in the world as these beings who have this beautiful balance that we nurture to the best of our ability. And what I want to say is that we're doing this spiritual work and we get to these shifts and we're like, oh my gosh. And then the next day arrives and there's a challenge and things fall back into chaos. Maybe 3 people want us to do something at the same time. Maybe things break. Maybe we're having Mercury retrograde and 3 appliances break in the same week. Raise your hand if you've had that happen. Nonetheless, when density calls and tugs on us, we take that moment and we reflect. And if we have the fortitude and the will, we call it an I am. And you know what this creates? This creates mountain goat medicine. And that is the medicine to keep going. Right? Look where you were 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Yeah, but you keep going, don't you? And you know what? You're evolving. I know you are. You are evolving. So I want you to tune into all of that. And then we're going to do a little bit of physics here. So, the world that we see manifesting and touching and seeing and hearing, physicists say in their mathematical formulations, and then of course in how they're viewing atoms and wave, things like that what we're seeing manifesting is either a particle or a waveform, but you can't predict it. It's going to be what it's going to be. Now, but what we tend to do, right, is we just interact by agreement with solidity and say, this is solid. And this is something right here. And I'm something right here. And it can't be changed in this moment. Right? In a dream, things can just shift like that. In alternate worlds, things can shift like that. But in this world, we've all hunkered down for this agreement. This is how it is. Except now we're shifting. And in this time split, this new earth, I'm going to tell you something. Things can shift. in a moment. Magically, I've seen it happen over and over again. So my feeling about it is that particles are what we see. And but also if you're putting your hands on a solid surface right now, it's 99% space. How can that be? Atomic particles. They have electrons and neutrons. We've explained this, but it's space. And it's just by agreement organized in a certain way. But that can change. So we see, and that relates to particles, but this other experience is waveform. A waveform. I am vibration. So I want you to just tune into your body, and I want you just to acknowledge, without you even thinking about it, that you have as an assumption that your body is solid. Okay? You go, it's solid. Hey, I can feel it solid. You can't tell me otherwise. But your body, for its solidity, is not the same at any moment. Blood's moving through, that's creating change. Lymph is pumping in and out of cells, and the lymph system, the heart is beating. There's not a second. You can be as still as you can be, and you're not the same moment to moment to moment. So that's just physiology. And also, you are vibrationally changing all the time. How come? Because sometimes you're in an energetic and peaceful state, and sometimes you're in a little bit of an agitation, and sometimes you're very much assembled and focused, but you're changing inside. And then go to thought form. You have a positive or a negative thought form about yourself, and that rearranges that vibration inside of you. So what I want you to do in this moment is take a moment and go inside and say, my other choice is to be a waveform. And there you go, waveform. Waveform. So waveforms we actually kind of experience ostentatiously as sound, right? Whether it be the sound of a voice or a boom, something quite loud, or the birds twittering, but the way that we hear that is the sound wave comes to us. You and tune into yourself as a waveform. And in that agreement, you will find more malleability. More malleability. So, chaos, less energy equals evolution. Intent and will as I am, and is assuming that you are a vibration. You can shift in a millisecond. You can shift in a millisecond. It's time for us to realize, yes, we're manifesting as humans in density, but that's not what you really are. appearing to be human, but you are something much more I'm going to use the word elegant because elegance is divine beauty. So take that moment and tune into the waveform within you. It will afford you lightness of being. I am vibration. Try that on. And sense and feel the totality of you as a waveform, manifesting in time space with links to quantum crystalline reality. That's 5 and 60. I am vibration. I am vibration. And this is how we connect via our time together over time space is through waveform. And it's not just my voice and my vibration moving out to you. It's our ability to tune in and attune as the I am vibration. Feel it and sense it. I am vibration. And this is what you bring to our work together. Your I am vibration. Now, into that I am vibration. Knowing that we have fluidity. Bring in your I am attraction. Feel the force of that. I am attraction. Good. And now I am manifestation. And add to that, I am will. I am will. And then back to I am vibration. And feel your pulse. Feel the pulse of you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You have a pulse, a vibratory frequency that is unique to you, that is needed on this planet at this time. And then here, I am love. And allow that to move out from your field as that waveform. I am love. I am love. And we don't have to love someone to be the I am love. It doesn't even require us loving ourselves. It's a what is. I am love. And this is one of your gifts. To move this out on the quantum and to begin to populate the new earth with this frequency in this modality of 5 and 6D. And yes, it is a wonderful thing to hold yourself as sacred. It's very beneficial for the whole planet for you to nod your head with this, I am sacred. it's also beneficial for us to recognize that there are many different waveforms manifesting. If you can solidly be your waveform and acknowledge one or more of your I ams in a moment, you will shift those waveforms that are erratic. A very peaceful person walks into a room and holds space, the room changes. And we have that power. So note that as you move out into the world of current density. Current density changes afoot, I like to say. Daily, just try on your I ams like a beautiful sweater. Know that what we're doing is seeding the I am masculine, giving it a little bit more life in its beauty. The beauty of the I am masculine is to give people here on the planet a sacred law that carries them through with an intention. So we want to seed those powerful laws that exist. I've outlined 1,000 of them. They exist in the world. We just don't have access to those. But we will. Okay, very beautiful beings. Namaste. Love, love, love. Have a beautiful day, beautiful week.